Hi folks, I'm gonna make a video today to introduce you to Missy. And the last time she was in the video, she was probably about 2 days old. So we're going to introduce you to her. I'm going to show you how I pull her out of the cage. I use this as a feeding stand for my bigger cockatoos and also for getting them out of the cage. It does come in handy with getting them at other times because I train them, come Missy, tap on this, they start to learn that's what they need to do if they want to get fed, and so they start getting comfortable with this activity. So that's a good thing to do. It's just a little stand, plywood, and I put a little toy to keep them busy. Like, moms probably do that, like when they're feeding their kids. They got little toys around the high chair and stuff like that to keep them busy while they're eating. And so anyways, we're going to do that. I'm going to get her and also just show you a little bit how maybe to handle her when you first get her home. I think people need a little bit of maybe reassurance and confidence when you're just getting a large bird. Maybe it is your first large bird. And I think you can have a tendency to kind of hold them back because it's a little intimidating. And really, I don't want you to do that with the babies because it will, if you hold them at arm's length, they're going to hold you at arm's length. So really, you have to start building trust. And really, I want you to pull them in close. And this is, and they want you to pull them in close. This is not all about me, believe it or not. I'm trying to help you with what I know my babies pretty well. And because I've been with them since they hatched. I incubator hatched them. And also, like when I show you things, I realize that people have their own ideas. They don't necessarily want to listen to everything I have to say. Or anyone for that matter. They might just want to, look, I'm buying the bird, it's mine, I'm going to do it my way, which is all fine. But I think in the best interest of the bird, especially with the food and things like that, it's like when I showed how to make the parrot chop, before you start altering the recipe, why not start off with making it the way that they're used to eating it? So when I say I use, the lentils, the mixed grain, the chopped zucchini, cucumber, chopped apples, oranges, and the frozen mixed vegetables. If you go out and say, well, I want to try the Mediterranean vegetables, they're not going to eat it. They don't like big old slices of carrots and soggy broccoli and things like that. So I can guarantee you, I've tried it myself, and they don't like it. So I've found what works, and actually, if they've been eating what works, is what they've been eating. So if you have your own ideas, that's fine, but you got to remember, this is what they've been used to. So try to take them off of it gradually as you implement your own ideas and maybe better ideas than I have. That's fine too. Well, I want to put barley in, I want organic chia seed, and I want all this stuff. That's all well and good, but you got to remember, this is what they have been eating, and they're young. They're just babies, so they haven't, you will be able to alter whatever that you want to, what you feel is best for them. But still, because they're so young, they haven't even been eating that long. So they haven't developed a lot of bad habits or anything like that. So ease them into what you're going to put them in, and try to keep it the same, because a shock to a bird is just going to stress them out. And because I do feed them healthy, so it's not like you have to wean them of bad habits. I feed them, I do Pretty Bird, I do the Tops organic pellets. I do mix that up. I have found that, for as many birds as I have, because I'm feeding a lot of birds, probably about 30 or so, I just can't afford really to do all top organic pellets. So I mix it with the Pretty Bird. And and I just started using the organic pellets. So I'm just kind of working that in, and we'll see how it goes, down the road. And then with the fresh food and that, they get weaned on it. Really, I want my babies to actually start eating, things. They start eating the mixed vegetables and apples and chopped apples and things like that right away, because that helps get them. I know apples is like a sweet, non-nutritional thing, so I'm pretty moderate with that, but I do want them to get used to start eating fresh food. So that is like a little encouragement. That's a kind of almost like a little treat mix in there. So don't go heavy on the apples, but it is a good starter food, babies, applesauce, and things like that, So anyways, let's go get Missy. That's enough of my bully pulpit, I guess. But it's not really. I'm just trying to help you, really, and help them. So remember that the things that I tell you is just like, remember that this is how they were raised. And if you're highly opinionated on your ideas, that's fine, because you're going to do what you want to do. But if you can catch what I'm doing and just realize that it's not so much me telling you what to do, it's me telling you what they're really used to. And if it's not a bad habit, then I think you would, in their best interest, want to take note of some of those things, and then you take it from there, because 70 years is a long time to live. So they're gonna pick up from a lot of people. They're only spending 6 months with me. So, but I try to start them off right. And let's go get Missy. And I think you'll be able to see this on the camera. So I'm just gonna call her, tap on this. She's gonna come out, and I'm gonna come over here and show you what I mean to say when I'm talking about holding her. Okay, Missy, you ready to come out, babe? Come on. Come on, Missy. Good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So this is her little stand. This is her feeding stand. She's used to that. Now, so what I'm going to do, remember, and I hear people call this permissions-based training and things like that. Now with the baby, it is a little different because you're actually teaching them a lot of things. So it's not so much, I still want to do permissions-based, and I can tell by the clutch of her feet how, oh, there, she's just lifting up right for me, which is fine. But I can tell how tight she's holding on to me. If she's giving me permission, or is she clutching onto something, Good girl, it's a good girl. So now usually what I'm saying is, okay, she's in pretty close, but when I pick them up and I grab them, this is where I bring them. This is like their favorite spot, right here, right under my chin. I've got control. See that? She's just gonna start like nibbling on my finger. She's completely at home right here. And this is the thing. I saw a video recently, and this is not to knock you if you're watching, but one of the new people that bought a bird, and he was showing me that he had everything under control. And what he did was he had the bird out here in the cage, and he reached over. See how I'm putting my hand over her? Well, she didn't like that, and she may put her head down for you to scratch it, but at first it was like, oh, this is overpowering with this hand coming up. So what I like to do is bring my hand up, like you do to a dog, like when you bring and let them smell it. So I bring my hand under her head before and then I reach over. I don't start like this. See, I don't think that's the best approach. Now, you may or may not listen to that or agree with it or whatever, but I like to come up. And now, I think in some cases you have to be worried about, is that just giving the bird access to bite you? But you got to remember, babies are a little bit different than other birds. So remember, we're asking permission. Is it okay if I come into your space? And so it's, I think it's a little easier when I'm going to pull her completely into my space and show her I'm in control, but is this okay for you? You know, is this a spot that you're good with? And of course, because they know I'm the dad here, I'm kind of showing them in a sense that I'm not always asking permission, because sometimes it's just like a child. It's like, no, I'm grabbing your feet. You are flying away. I'm grabbing you back to me. I'm teaching you that, no, you're coming over here. You're staying with me. We're going to eat. You can't be flying off into the curtains right now or on top of another bird cage or things like that. So that's kind of how we have a routine around here at home. So I'm the dad, you're the baby, and but I'm still very gentle with them. In other words, I'm not forcing things. When I see that they're scared, when I'm reaching for them, I put my hand under the feet, grab the legs, and then I make sure that they're not clutching. Or if they're clutching really tightly on my fingers, then I can tell that they're scared. And so then I wait. And sometimes I'll stroke the feet until they relax and just give it. We don't have to accomplish every move here, you know, in 2 seconds. It's like sometimes I'll give it 15 seconds and just give them a chance to because even babies, when I'm pulling them out of the bins to go feed them, they're still like hissing at me sometimes, because you're coming from above them and you don't want to. You just don't want to scare them half to death. That's all. And you just want to always just be gentle, reaffirm, and confidence. You see, this is completely a spot of confidence. Now she's going to let me look. She's going to let me go under her wings. She's going to be tolerant of whatever. She's going to let me kiss her. She's going to let me do a lot of things, you know, pull her in, you know, she's going to let me cuddle with her. She's going to let me, you know, come under her wings, do all this stuff. But I make sure that it's okay with her, right? You know, it's like, hey, are you good with this? You know, and she actually did eat this morning. Sometimes she's not even hungry. And she just, a lot of times when she gets out, she just wants to play. And she's just like, I'm like, okay, you want to come out and eat? And then she'll like, you know, blah, spit out her food, you know, spit out her food and then fly to the other bird's cage or something like that, you know. So she just wants to get out and play. But that's a little bit of, I think if you just try to understand what I'm saying, I think this will help you when you're bringing a brand new baby home. One of my babies anyways, not every single breed and every single baby that, you know, that you may get. But I know one of the things, that I do think that people who know what they're talking about do agree with what I'm saying, because one of the things that Jamie Lee on birdtricks.com that she says is like, look, don't let your baby, well, she doesn't say babies, your new bird settle in for 2 days in the cage and get used to that's the safe spot. No, you take them out right away and be with you and show them right away, you are the new dad and this is the safe spot with me, you know, and try to make sure that you know, do get their approval, you know, in a gentle way, and then show them that, no, I am your new safe spot. I am your provider. I am the one that you can depend on. I'm your friend. And this is going to go a long way. And do it right away. Don't wait 2 days. Don't let her sit in a cage for 2 days. And with the food, try to give the same food right away, you know, so that they feel at home. It's like, oh, you like lasagna? Well, cool, let's make lasagna tonight, you know. It's like, I don't feed the birds lasagna, by the way. All that fat and sausage and stuff like that. So, but you know what I feed the birds. Everybody knows what I feed the birds because I always send a sheet of the pellets. I use ABBA 1500 seed mix for large parrots. I don't deprive them of seeds, and then all the fresh foods and and vegetables and mix it up like that, you know. So everybody knows what's going on with that. So hey, I just want to thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you stop. I hope that you have just the best life with the babies, and also that that this helped you in some way and was informative for you and helps you get a little bit of understanding of me, my approach to it, and really what they're used to. So everybody, take care and love your babies. All right.